It was a bright Monday morning at Lincoln High School, and Emma walked into the classroom holding her notebook tightly. She had been dating Jason, a senior at the same school, for nearly a year now. Jason was smart, ambitious, and kind, someone Emma genuinely cared about. But that morning, she noticed something strange as she approached the classroom. The usually quiet room buzzed with unusual energy. Mr. Reynolds, the history teacher, was standing by the board, talking to a student named Kyle. Emma barely recognized the tone of the conversation. It seemed personal. Mr. Reynolds laughed at something Kyle said, placing his hand briefly on Kyle's shoulder. There was a familiarity in the way he spoke, something far too casual for a teacher-student relationship. Emma's curiosity piqued. She decided to take a seat in the back, quietly observing. Kyle seemed to be enjoying the attention, smiling and responding enthusiastically. Mr. Reynolds continued to speak in a way that made Emma's stomach twist. There was nothing inappropriate in action, yet the tone, the lingering looks, the casual familiarity, it all felt wrong. When class ended, Jason walked in late, rushing toward Emma with his usual carefree smile. "Hey, sorry I'm late," he said, wrapping an arm around her shoulder. Emma barely responded, her mind still replaying the interaction she had just witnessed. After school, Jason and Emma walked to their favorite cafe downtown. She needed to talk to someone, but she didn't want to overreact. "Hey, can I ask you something?" she started, her voice careful. Jason tilted his head. "Sure, what's up?" Emma hesitated for a moment. "Do you think it's okay for teachers to act overly familiar with students? I mean, like Mr. Reynolds and Kyle today." Jason frowned, trying to recall the incident. "I mean, teachers joke around sometimes. He's just trying to connect with the student, isn't he?" Emma nodded, but the uneasy feeling didn't fade. Over the next few days, she kept observing quietly. At lunch, she noticed Mr. Reynolds laughing with Kyle, offering extra attention in a way that made other students whisper. Emma began to wonder, was this just mentorship or something more manipulative? One afternoon, Emma decided to gather facts before jumping to conclusions. She stayed after school under the pretense of catching up on homework. From the doorway of the classroom, she saw Mr. Reynolds handing Kyle a note and leaning closer than professional boundaries should allow. That was the last straw. Emma's instincts told her something had to be done. She approached the principal the next morning, providing specific observations and detailing the repeated patterns she had seen over the past week. Principal Johnson listened carefully, taking notes and asking questions. "Emma, thank you for coming forward. We take these concerns seriously. We will review security footage, interview students, and ensure there's no inappropriate behavior." Meanwhile, Jason noticed a change in Emma. He was worried she might be overreacting. "Emma, are you sure this is serious? Maybe you're reading too much into it," he asked. Emma shook her head firmly. "Jason, I'm not imagining things. Something is off. I'm just making sure everyone's safe, including you." 2 days later, the school conducted a formal review. Security cameras revealed several instances where Mr. Reynolds had acted inappropriately, giving Kyle extra time alone after class, making suggestive comments under the guise of encouragement, and sending messages outside of school hours that violated professional boundaries. The school immediately suspended Mr. Reynolds and informed the parents. Kyle's parents, though initially defensive, were grateful for the truth coming out. Emma realized that her instincts had saved not just herself and Jason from potential emotional harm, but possibly other students too. When Jason found out the truth, he finally understood Emma's concern. "I can't believe I didn't notice this sooner," he admitted, holding her hand. "You were right all along." Emma smiled faintly, relief flooding through her. "Sometimes noticing the little things is what makes the biggest difference," she said. The school held a community meeting afterward, discussing the importance of recognizing boundaries and speaking up when something feels wrong. Emma and Jason attended, quietly proud that they had contributed to a safer environment. Weeks later, Mr. Reynolds was officially terminated, and the school implemented stricter protocols to monitor teacher-student interactions. Kyle received counseling to help him process the events, and other students were encouraged to speak up about anything that made them uncomfortable. Emma realized that being attentive, trusting her instincts, and acting responsibly were powerful tools. She had learned a valuable lesson. Protecting yourself and others sometimes requires courage, observation, and the willingness to confront uncomfortable truths. Jason hugged her one evening as they walked home. "I'm proud of you," he said. Emma smiled softly, knowing that standing up for what's right might have been difficult, but it had made all the difference. Moral: trust your instincts and act responsibly. Protecting yourself and others requires courage, observation, and integrity. Staying silent can allow harm to continue. Speaking up can save lives.